Hi Aries, thank you for stopping by Moonlit Tarot for your February 2020 love / relationship reading. So for 2020, I'm going to open up my love readings to all types of relationships, not necessarily romantic ones, okay? Because you can have a lot of love in your heart for someone and it's not like a romantic thing. So I'm opening up my readings that way, and that's how I'm setting my intention. Also keep in mind that this is for Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and cross watchers Aries. Okay? So Aries, let's get started. So right off the bat, I had some information come in. I heard hot and cold, which I didn't want to hear that, but I did. You know what I mean? Hot and cold, hot and cold. And I also got some information about the sacral chakra. So the sacral chakra is like your sacrum, which is like the lowest part of your back, right? That spot that is like that flat spot, like right above your butt. And it goes through your body to your pleasure zone, okay? So for some reason, that's going to be highlighted in the month of February. So I don't know why I heard it. Something might come out during the reading, but for others of you, be careful with straightening your back. Be careful with your special areas. Take good care of yourself, okay? All right, Aries, let's get right into your reading. Let's see how Aries is feeling. We're going to look at how you're feeling, Aries. We're going to look at how your partner's feeling. And then we're also going to look at, I say a partner, just interject whoever this actually sounds right, okay? So if this makes sense to you about someone, then that's who it's about. If it doesn't make sense to you at all, then it's just not your reading. Check out your other signs, okay? All right, so Aries, how is Aries feeling? A lot of messages coming in really fast. Could be you sending out messages. I even heard psychically, like there's a psychic connection that's happening between the two of you, and it's happening fast. You know who it is when the phone rings. You know it's them. You know when it's them. Okay, you know when it's them. We'll explore what those messages are about. But I feel like it's you, Aries, that is really wanting to communicate and communicate well. Two of Cups in reverse. So we have a feeling like maybe reconciling with somebody isn't the right thing to do at this time. Okay? But let's get into this a little bit more. You have to get deep into the reading to... All right, we got the Nine of Pentacles, and it was this... We got a couple jumpers, so I'm taking it. Nine of Swords in reverse and the Hierophant in reverse. So I feel like a lot of you might be struggling. I think a lot of you that are, for some of you that are watching this is about a relationship that you were committed to. You were committed to, and it felt like divinely guided. This is like one of those where you felt like you were meant to be with this person, okay? But now you know that it's different. You went through the anxiety. You went through the, oh my gosh, is this really real? Is this really happening? Is this really falling apart? Now you're kind of at the point where you're like, okay, I've accepted that. All right. You're still bothered by it. You're still not happy about it. But there's some acceptance going on. Okay. I also don't want to see you turning your back on that little spiritual voice inside of you that's trying to speak to you. However, you have some confidence coming in and some comfort. The things you love, okay, somehow have something to do with this person. Sometimes you might be splitting up material things. You may be feeling like the loss of the commitment is a loss of your own personal. For some of you, it's things, literally things. And then for others of you, it's just like your own personal space where you have peace. Okay, so let's move on. Let's look and see how your partner's feeling about you. Okay, all right, so we have the Eight of Cups, the Ace of Swords in reverse. One more. Yeah, this is definitely, it's like a deadening that's happening. What was alive is no longer alive. The energy that you guys have between you is just no longer there. The energy's changed. The energy's shifted. Okay. Too many cards. This person is very, very, very sad and in grief. They're grieving what they had with you. They're grieving what they've lost, okay? But with the Ace of Swords in reverse, I mean, I read these differently, and for some reason, this one is really telling me that, like, this has affected their lust for life in a way. It's affected their mental health, possibly, okay? Or clarity of mind to where they... it's similar. I feel like y'all are both kind of feeling the same way. It's almost like you're... And for some reason, I got a heavy like feeling when I saw this Ace of Swords and I said deadening. So it's almost like a doling out of the brain, okay? Where once it was active, fired up, information was coming in, you know, you thought you could fly. You know, I think I can fly. I don't know where that's coming from. All of those like hopes and dreams are like just gone. And so now there's like a heavy dullness feeling that's happening with your partner, okay? Or your person. I got to figure out how to redo this. So yeah, so this reading really is geared toward people that were into something deep, felt like it was like maybe the one, there was a future, maybe there was even plans that you guys were making. And then maybe you received some messages, okay? Maybe you received some messages that really, because I feel like a lot of you are really kind of on the fence, like, I want to go back, I want to go back, I want to go back. So for your partner, we got the Temperance Angel about balance and opposites attracting here. So feeling sad about being alone. They've lost the dream is gone. The dream is gone. But with the Temperance Angel here, let's clarify. What do we have her here? Okay. So your partner is receiving some sort of relief, okay? That things are... Look, the energy has lowered. The energy has... it's not been so drama or drastic or... what's the word? It's like compulsive. So if you're dealing with somebody that's compulsive, they're really able to even out the compulsivity, and they're trying to, you know, ground themselves and just be themselves, okay? So it could be someone that like tried to fit in or tried to change themselves to be with you or wanted to be something that you would be proud of, or your inner circle. I heard that as well. But, you know, now that they've kind of given up on that, okay, they're in a much healthier place because they've given up on trying to make something work. Aries. Whereas I kind of feel like Aries, like you're passionate. You live by your heart. You act first and ask questions later, right? But it's a very honorable trait. I really like it about Aries because it's very brave and fearless. This person that you're dealing with is not quite on that level. They move a lot slower, and the frantic and anxious energy has slipped away. Let's look at the two of you, your souls together. Are they intertwining? What is the energy between the two of you, please? Five of Cups, yeah. A lot of you are grieving. A lot of you are just both, and you are both grieving. Aries, I kind of feel like you're more interested in reaching out and reconciling with this person than they are at this time. In fact, you may even been sending messages of that effect, even psychically. But I think in your heart, you know that probably won't work. Okay, There's something in your heart where you're just like, oh, I know that's not going to work. Okay. Six of Cups in reverse. Yeah. What was, like I said, I'm not going to say the word soulmate, but this is somebody, your soulmate doesn't have to be romantic. I mean, it's just somebody that you just really clicked with, just really felt good. And this is truly someone who you felt like you had a future. Okay. It's standing on its head. So that connection, that soul connection is now gone from being exciting to something to grieve over. Okay. And then we have Judgment in reverse. Very interesting. I'm going to have to clarify this card. This is a huge call. Huge call between the two of you. I feel like it's a call to, I don't know. Let me pull. Stay out of your head, Aries. Definitely stay out of your head. What else do we have? Two of Cups again. So this is a double whammy. But I also feel like because this is in reverse, we have the Two of Cups in reverse. We have the Two of Cups in reverse. Okay, came out twice in your reading. So big validation here. Okay, this is to me sort of a Cancer feeling. So we're clarifying Judgment in reverse. Judgment in reverse to me is like ignoring what you know is right, okay? You're ignoring what you know is right because you're both considering a reconciliation, but you also know that that might be immature of you, and maybe you're rushing, your head knows better than your heart at this time, okay? So you want to reconcile with this person, and this person wants to reconcile with you. You are both feeling this way, okay? However, because there's, and I don't want to say ignorance, but there's okay, it's almost like when you have one of those thoughts, but the thought that you have doesn't really fit into the way you see yourself or see your relationship or see your life. You try to ignore it, but then it just keeps nagging at you. That's the Judgment Angel, okay? That thought that you have, please bring it up. Please bring it into your reality because it is your truth, okay? And I almost feel like until this truth comes up and comes out, you are not going to be able to reconcile with this person. Any kind of reconciliation that would occur would be brief. It would be fake. I actually heard fake, okay? So it's really important, Aries, for you to really listen to the quiet thoughts that you're having that make you uncomfortable, okay? That are putting you out of your comfort zone, or just kind of putting you in a situation where you're thinking, you saw somebody in a certain light. You saw them in a certain light for the longest time, and you absorbed them into your life and absorbed them into your world in some certain way, all right? And then you embrace that as your reality, and now that time's has gone on, and this falling apart that's happening, okay, there's a part of you that is saying, I don't know what that voice is saying because it's very particular to you, okay? It's not known to me, okay? It's not meant to be known to me, but I hope you know what it is, because sometimes it's so hard to explain sometimes what I'm thinking or feeling, or what I'm knowing at the moment, but it's like that little thought, that little snake that kind of creeps in and throws doubt on something. But it's not a snake, you guys, as in a scary snake. It's like, it might feel like that. Like, don't slither in. Don't mess up my reality, okay? But it's true and it's there. So, you have to really, that is judgment. That is a higher, that is your soul in a higher ascended place, trying to get through to you. But these things are painful and very hard to embrace, okay? So it's a lot easy for me to say to listen to that voice. And I don't mean the negative voice, okay? I don't mean the voices that say, that continually tell you you're not good enough, you're worthless. I'm not talking about negative self-talk. That's what not what I'm talking about at all. I'm talking about the quiet truths that need to be embraced at this time, Aries. Because I feel like even though it's something that kind of really scares you, I think once you allow it to come into your reality, you might begin to see a different future for yourself, okay? With matters of the heart, with partnerships, relationships, what have you, okay? So now I am going to shuffle my deck, and we're going to look at obstacles and blocks. We're going to look at, sorry, I'm trancy. Obstacles and blocks. I've already hit on a few, but let's really see what is outwardly, what is the universe trying to let you know is blocking you from moving forward in love, okay? And whether it's for you or this person or the both of you. We've got the Five of Swords. You know, unfair games. It's not fair. These games aren't fair. That's definitely a block. That's an easy block to understand, okay? So if there's game, if it's like someone has, it's dishonorable. Okay, it's dishonorable. Ooh, the Tower. See, I don't think drama is for you right now. I don't think, like, the Tower is like the therapist card to me. Like, therapists love the Tower because it's like, yes, you need to get your emotions out. You need to get your memories out. You need to get them out. And this is the getting them out. But as a block, it's more going to whip you up into a frenzy, going to bring you some of this sort of like nervous energy that doesn't really help you. It's not the kind of nervous energy that helps you get things done. It's just nervous energy, and you're putting that out there. So I'm not telling you to repress your feelings, but I'm just the over-the-top emotional crying jags, fights, anything of that nature is just not going to be beneficial to you at this time. And this might be something that you can't control on some level. This might be something that your partner is doing, or maybe you are doing alone in your bed at night, where you're just like really just like letting it all out, how you're feeling. This is a block, you guys. So I'll explore a little further. What else? What else do you have for the block for Aries and their loved ones? Loved one that this reading is about. Three of Pentacles in the upright. So there is interference there's outside interference. This could be somebody that's getting, so this is actually my therapy card. Or this is someone that's seeking guidance from a spiritual person, a religious person, literally a therapist, or, someone that they trust and that they allow to influence them. So as a block, therapy is not a good idea. Not right now. Okay, just not right now. Okay. Also, this could be about maybe you or your partner is talking to someone that is just constantly, this is sort of the outside influencer that's doesn't really necessarily have a part to play. And their own emotions and their own past experiences are actually influencing the way they talk to you about this relationship. So if you have someone in your life that you're talking to about this relationship and they're not wavering from what they say is the same every time, or they have like a strong emotional reaction, which is really like, people love you and they want to protect you and everything, but it seems like a little over the top. It's because they're being influenced by their own stuff. So don't allow that to get to you. Okay. This is like a man bashing or woman bashing card if it comes up as a block in a relationship reading. So watch out for that. Like, that's not going to bring anything. It's not going to bring you what you think it might bring you, which is your pride back or feeling better about yourself, or, it's not going to work. Okay. This is the block. Okay. So let's go ahead and move into, advice. Spirit, what advice? Well, okay. The cards are jumping straight. Leo. Hey, you guys, we have a full moon in Leo on February 8th. So that full moon could be very influential for you. This is advice. So this is also having an open heart. It's also really being strong. And the thing about the strength card that is so amazing is that she is taming a lion with a gentle touch. There's no chains. There's no nothing. Okay. And actually, it's not even passive aggression because look, she's actually holding him. Let me see. Yeah, she's holding him on the top and on the bottom of his jaw here. So to me, it feels like a gentle taming of the beast. Okay. So I feel like because there's a lot of advice against getting real hard into this, against going hard, against diving deep into the feelings, against all of that, or, definitely unfair play, unfair game. So that's where you got to really watch and see, am I trying to manipulate someone, or am I actually is this really actually coming from me? The strength card is your advice is to let you know that, you can have an open heart. You don't have to be bitter about love. Okay. And you can still be strong. All right. So kind of work that out for yourself, what that means to you, because I feel like that's all I'm going to get. All right. Any more information? Like the spirit was like, stop talking about that. Okay. We have the Four of Swords. So this could be about, you guys need a timeout. This is like a timeout. Timeout. They put themselves in timeout. I see that. You need to put yourself in timeout. We have the Star in reverse. So this is Aquarian energy. And because it's in reverse, I think they're also stating to you that, like, this is not something that you need to make public. This is not something that you need to really, and it's strange because, it's not something, it's almost like the quiet strength and the meditation and the peace and the, I almost feel like Aries for you guys, especially right now that it's February, before you get to your birthday season where all this stuff is going to just, you're going to get all this fantastic energy. I feel like you guys need a rest and you need a break. Okay. So if you're obsessing over somebody, try to stop because you really need to detach completely from them. Completely. Okay. Because right now you are not focusing on yourself, the star player. You are not focusing on yourself at all. Okay. So when you do that, you do not let your spirit have everything, whatever it needs. The star is about having a never ending supply of whatever it is you need. And you do have everything you need. Obviously, Aries, like you do, you're going to be okay. But because it's in reverse, I feel like you're neglecting yourself. And that could be bringing you some anxiety and fear that you are not good enough. You're not right. Something's wrong. You won't have enough. You won't have enough love to give. You are feeling like I see a lot in this reading. I'm seeing a lot of love being like, it's almost like, yes, it does feel like you can lose that feeling of love for someone. That is, you lost that loving feeling. That's a real thing. That's a real thing. And maybe that little part of your brain that you're trying to ignore is trying to say that to you. Okay. However, that does not keep you from being able to love others. Your supply of love is endless, boundless. It never stops. Doesn't matter how many times your heart is broken. I used to think, I'm just like stone at this point. Like my heart's been broken so many times, it's just like stone. Okay. No, I know better now. I've moved past that. There's boundless love. There's always boundless love. You never lose it. You never lose love. Okay. So this is the advice. Okay. So we're going to look at the most likely outcome, Aries. Now keep in mind, please, that the most likely outcome, the most likely outcome is always can be changed, and it's basically based on how things are going right now. If something changes, if you change your focus or they change their focus, then this outcome won't be the same, okay? So just keep that in mind. A lot of these predictions, however, will come true. We have the Eight of Pentacles, which I like. I feel like, this is good. Let me see what else I have. The Emperor in reverse, letting go. So this is your sign, Aries, but it's in reverse. It's sort of like a release. It's a release of trying to make this work. And an Emperor will make things work, okay? They will make stuff happen. People work for the Emperor. They're very loved as well. But because it's in reverse, I do feel like you are going to be able to, if you work on it, you both are going to be able to release the reality that you originally held on to that was your actual, like, it's hard to explain this sometimes. It's time to release the reality that was the two of you, the way the two of you were. That is no longer the way it is now. I do sound like a bunch of old songs, right? The way we were. I am not Barbra Streisand. Judgment comes out again. Okay, so this judgment was on its head. So it looks like moving forward, what is true, what is real is going to just come out in February. It's not going to be hidden, and it's not really going to be anything you can do anything about, okay? So that quiet thing in your head is going to become like the focus, is going to become your reality by the end of the month. And the Queen of Cups wanted to jump out. So this is letting me know that, yes, you are going to recognize that no matter what happens between you and this person, you have endless love, boundless love. You're sensitive. You could be a little bit more empathic than usual. You could be a little bit more sensitive at the end of the month. But I don't blame you because your card's in reverse. So you're not going to be in a very comfortable place, but you're going to be in a very real place. So you're going to feel like you can sleep at night, right? You can sleep at night because even though it's not maybe what you wanted, you've worked hard, okay? You've worked hard step by step by step, okay, to get to your truth when it comes to this relationship or relationships in general. I mean, this could be general, really, or how you are dealing with other people, Aries, because you are letting go of you will by the end of the month, you're going to be letting go of your desire to control anything, anyone, or a situation, or the need to be loved and adored. By the end of the month, you're not going to need that, I almost feel like the star is going to flip and you're going to be able to really allow yourself to take center stage in your own life at the end of the month. Whether or not you reconcile with this person or not is not clear. Okay, I know right now, what is today? January 30th? Right now, it's not happening. I feel like you both know it's not happening. That's not clear, but at the end of the day, there's love. There's boundless love, endless love, love for children, love for babies, emotional. I think you're going to be in a more emotionally stable place than you are right now. Okay, so you've gone from this ugly sort of sword energy to, these blocks, this influence, this person that might be influencing you, and, your desire to just throw a big fit or just have a big drama moment, at the end of the month, you're going to be in a different place. Okay. You're going to be somewhere calm. You're going to be, in a place where it's easy for you to love others. Okay. Wow, what beautiful messages. Yes, it does feel painful for you at the moment, Aries. And your partner is feeling, it's a type of depression. It's more like they don't feel good or bad about it. But I do feel like the two of you are grieving what you've lost together or what you have lost, which might be each other forever. That is not clear to me. Okay. If this does resonate with you, if you feel like this is a spot on reading, consider emailing me and getting a personal readings. My personal readings start at $30. Okay. You can email me at moonlighteroscope@gmail.com and we can set that up. Also this Sunday on January 2nd, it'll be January 2nd, I'll be doing 3 live personal readings where you can ask me a question and I'll answer it specifically for you. On Sunday afternoon. So subscribe to get notifications about that because, the quicker you get in there, the more likely you will be to get a reading. Okay. Aries, I love you guys and I feel, almost like in a weird way, like just proud of you because it feels like at the end of the month, you really are going to embrace the truth. You're going to have the gusto, the strength, and the universe is assisting you with this, okay? Because I honestly believe that if you stayed with this person and you acted like everything was okay and you continued on, the two of you continued on the path, stayed in the same reality that you were in before, it would just be completely, it's like you can't sleep at night. You have all this. I know that you had a lot of anxiety. I feel like you guys are kind of coming out of it to the point where you're more into acceptance, but I mean, as hard as this part might be and uncomfortable as this 2020 has just been so uncomfortable for everybody. If you feel uncomfortable, just know that you are right where you need to be. This isn't about comfort, okay? It's not. And it's not about, this year is not about spending a lot of time trying to research things, figure things out, make a plan. It's about action. It's about doing and going ahead and feeling. And right at the beginning of the reading, Aries, I think I mentioned that. Okay. So for you though, the action is going to be to be gentle with yourself, be gentle with this person, be careful about the influence of others, and even though you feel maybe dead inside, you might feel empty or very, very sad. Very sad. Your partner, I will say, is very sad, okay, about what was left behind. They got the very sad card, It's not the very sad, bad sad. It's like, it's the good sad. It's like, it's real grief, okay? All right, guys, I need to stop talking. All right. I love you so much, Aries. You know I do. You guys are my firecrackers, and I feel like you're going to be coming out so strong in March, okay? So strong. Just going for it, all right? I love you guys. Hang tight. It's almost going to be your time and your turn. Just hang tight. Love you.